We came to the branch less than 3 years ago, and we were in a season of emotional recovery. We were looking for a place that we could start over. And I remember on one of the very first Sundays that we visited at Farmers Branch, it was during the Garden of Prayer, and we were standing in the back, and a very caring and discerning brother made a very direct path to where Ellen and I were standing there. And he put his arms around us and he began to pray on behalf of my family and on behalf of our recovery. And he also prayed that God would lead our hearts to a place where we could best serve Him. That was such a simple touch at the time, but it was one that was so impactful to my family. And it demonstrated a couple of things to me. We were looking for a church that was different. And that was one of many wonderful encounters that we would experience at the branch from that day forward. But it demonstrated to me that this was a church that cares more about God's leading than about filling pews or raising attendance. And what we've continued to see at the branch is a church that is absolutely passionate about people connecting with God where they are, allowing God to lead them where they are, and to serve Him as He enables them. There's a passage in Acts chapter 17 that has been very material to my perspective on my own personal responsibility before God. Verse 24 through 28 of Acts chapter 17 says, "The God who made the world and everything in it is the Lord of heaven and earth, and does not live in temples built by hands. And He is not served by human hands as if He needed anything, because He Himself gives all men life and breath and everything else. From one man He made every nation of men that they should inhabit the whole earth, and He determined the times set for them and the exact places where they should live. God did this so that men would seek Him and reach out to Him and find Him, though He is not far from each one of us, for in Him we live and move and have our being." Acts 17 tells me that this is not about building buildings. It's not about anything that we can do physically, but there's a reason why God calls us to do those things, to seek Him and to find Him. And if in the process we're able to better connect with Him and find Him, enable other people to find Him, that's really what God is trying to do in the process. There is a lot of confusion out there right now among the members about what this campaign means to them individually. There's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of fear, and I think we all recognize that. And helping people understand that fear is okay, uncertainty is okay. That is a starting point for looking to God for clarity, and a starting point to looking to God for direction. And if we face this challenge without fear and without uncertainty, then we're not looking hard enough at what the challenge is and what we can do to meet that challenge. When I first heard some of the comments about One to Grow On and how it can be a life-changing experience and impactful in ways that we could never imagine, that all sounds good, but I'm not sure I really bought into it. But I'm here to tell you, I mean, I'm like John. I have seen it, and I can testify that I have seen lives can be changed as a result of this campaign. I've seen it in my own family, and I can tell you truthfully, with all sincerity, that the Spirit of God has responded to our cries for direction, and He is softening our hearts, the hearts of my family, in a dramatic way that I never would have imagined. In a very real sense, He is making us refocus and recommit, and that change alone, just the shifting of our heart's allegiance in my own family, is the best thing that I could have hoped for in this campaign. And I think after all, that's what God really wants from all of us. It's changed hearts, it's committed hearts.